Shalom. I want to begin this lesson by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Much respect to the brothers laboring worldwide in truth and sincerity, and a hearty shalom to the believers out there who's believing on the words of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua. Title of this lesson is The Elites Will Be Preserved for Slavery. Okay, I had this video queued up from this page called Infographics, and says the super rich have this plan in case of World War III. Okay, and that's the time we're approaching. You know, Yahushua said when you hear of wars and rumors of wars. Matter of fact, let's go get that. Matthew 24. And you know what? Let's start at verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming? And the end of the world. Yeah, the end of this age. Okay, the end of Esau's rule. Right? Verse 4. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Okay? And we seeing all these things coming to pass, but the end is not yet. Right? For a nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilence, and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Okay? It's just the beginning. But these elites are going to be preserved for slavery. Okay? Now let's play this video.
This episode is brought to you by CuriosityStream. Use our link in the description below for a 30-day trial, giving you unlimited access to thousands of documentaries and nonfiction titles from some of the world's best filmmakers when you use the code INFOGRAPHICS. Perhaps we're rather pessimistic, but we're inclined to believe that sooner or later there will be a World War III or some other apocalyptic event. We're not going to delve into which country will cause what. It could be the assassination of a world leader that triggers a war, or perhaps a plague that causes zombies. But ultimately, there's going to be a devastating series of events that will cause mass destruction, misery, and death on a large scale. So if you're used to your butler bringing your lobster and champagne when you ring a bell, how do you prepare for doomsday? Okay, maybe that was a silly stereotype, but the super wealthy have made plans far beyond the typical doomsday prepper to not only survive in comfort and preserve their fortunes, but also to thrive and possibly even make money off the destruction or reconstruction. For the purpose of this video, we're defining super rich as people who have over $30 million. This is about 0.003% of the world's population, and in 2018, this was 265,490 individuals. Collectively, their combined total wealth was estimated to be $32.3 trillion, or about 13% of the world's total wealth. Obviously, you'd want to make sure your financial assets are in the best position possible to not only ride out the war, but if and when the world begins to rebuild, you can thrive. A common side effect of war is to prepare for hyperinflation. During World War II, Hungary was economically devastated. As a war zone, the country's infrastructure was destroyed, buildings were left in ruins, and personal wealth was looted. Also, Hungary was heavily in debt for extending credit to and producing goods for Germany, which never paid it back. After the war ended, Hungary was forced to pay reparations to the Soviets. All this led to the Hungarian government printing more money, which caused a really bad case of hyperinflation.
Here's a nugget. United States is printing more money right now, man. Okay, which is going to bring on what? Hyperinflation, which is going to what? Introduce the market of beast, the RFID microchip, the new digital currency. Okay, these are the things that our apostles and elders has prophesied about, man, for 30 some plus years, man. Okay, and Yahweh Shah is going to make good on that. Why? Because the prophets of the Lord have declared these things. Okay. Now, when this hyperinflation happens, okay, your loaf of bread gonna go from being $2 for a loaf to $20 for a loaf, or even higher. Okay. These are the things that are prophesied.
August 1945, 1 kilogram of bread cost 6 Hungarian pengos. Less than a year later, in May 1946, the same amount of bread cost 8 million pengos. It doesn't even take war to cause hyperinflation. More recently, countries have experienced hyperinflation due to land expropriation and printing extra money while the country's running a deficit, etc.
Oh, that's a spirit. You see that? While the country is running a deficit, the United States been running a deficit, man. Okay, matter of fact. Let's go to the book of Habakkuk. All right. This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Yeah, thick clay is what? Debt. Let's prove it. Let's go to the word, right? Strong's H 5671.
Strong's H 5671. Avteet.
All right. Weight of pleasures, heavy debts. You see that? America has been in heavy debts, man. Okay, and what they're doing, they're just printing money, man. Okay, it's going to bring on that hyperinflation, okay, which is going to cause the RFID market ship to be made manifest, which is the mark of the beast, where you're not going to be able to buy or sell, okay?
The super rich are already adept at protecting their wealth, such as hiding assets behind shell companies, or moving money to unaccountable and largely untaxed offshore accounts and corporations. However, in recent years, they've intensified the diversity of their investments, often buying sovereign bonds for countries they think could be on the winning side of a major war, and investing in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Also, they've put significant amount of money into a variety of tangible assets, such as gold, silver, copper, steel, and oil, which can be used to rebuild society after a cataclysmic event. Of course, you need places to store such items. What could be better than storage at a luxurious doomsday bunker? Over the past 20 years, there's been a surge in people building doomsday bunkers, especially the rich. In fact, a number of
Now, the official term is deep underground military bases, okay, or DUM. It's an acronym, okay? And the super elite has these, well, it's going to talk about it.
Companies have sprung up catering to building doomsday domiciles for the well-heeled. The Survival Condo Project is one such corporation. They've repurposed a silo at the former Atlas F missile launch site in Kansas into an underground oasis that can sustain 75 people for over 5 years. The facility features condos with lavish furnishings, and among the many shared amenities are an indoor pool, a library, dog park, movie theater, and medical first aid center. Of course, the whole community is protected with cutting-edge technology. The price ranges from $1.5 million plus for a 900 square foot condo with 1 or 2 bedrooms to $4.5 million for a penthouse suite. Thinking of taking out a loan for purchasing such a fancy hidey hole? Not so fast. Many banks won't loan money to purchase secondary luxury shelters. The community only considers buyers who have the funds for purchase in liquid capital. The Survival Condo Project has completely sold out its first silo and is now building out a second silo, which is also in Kansas. There are actually a number of expensive shelter communities around the world. In a quiet valley of the Czech Republic is the Oppidum, at 323,000 square feet above and below ground. It's the world's largest exclusive luxury bunker. You can't even view the Oppidum's website without a secret invitation code. Other corporations, such as the Rising S Company, sells customizable bunkers, which they'll build anywhere in the world for clients. Their top-of-the-line luxury underground bunker is called the Aristocrat, and it starts at $8.5 million plus installation costs. Among the many features it comes with are a sauna, a gym, a media room, bowling alley, multi-vehicle garage with motor cave, and a greenhouse for sustainable food growing. While the company has not publicly disclosed how many Aristocrats they've sold, in the last few years business has boomed for them. Yet other companies specialize in outfitting existing property to be survival ready. Depending on the property, that may mean adding such features such as an underground shelter, solar panels, a water reserve tank, etc. Central to having a fancy yet functional abode for when the world is burning is where the property is located. In recent years, many of the wealthiest Americans have purchased millions of acres of America's heartland and the Pacific Northwest, where farming and living off the land is sustainable. Others have sought dual citizenship in countries that they think will be the safest for riding out apocalyptic events, such as Canada or Argentina. New Zealand's mainly rural landscape and the low human population is especially popular with tech billionaires building survival real estate. The fact that New Zealand is commonly not considered a nuclear target is probably part of the appeal too. In recent years, several wealthy American citizens have sought citizenship through the New Zealand Investor Plus visa, which allows them to bypass the normal immigrant process, but requires them to invest upwards of 10 million New Zealand dollars in the country over 3 years. Others have focused on amassing citizenship in multiple countries and EU passports, sometimes with lovely private properties in each country, so if times get tough, they have a choice of multiple destinations to flee to. Great! You have a fancy protected mansion to survive the apocalypse in style, and thankfully you have loyal employees who, in return for a safe place to ride out the apocalypse, will protect and maintain your property. But there's one huge problem: travel. Once the zombies begin to rise or war starts, how do you get to your fancy digs so you can hunker down? Well, if you purchased a condo in the survival condo community, they offer 3 different contingency plans for getting to the facility. These plans are only fully disclosed to purchasers. However, publicly the company has mentioned that if a condo owner can get within 400 miles of the community, SWAT team-style trucks will be sent to pick them up. Other 1%ers have arranged to keep helicopters, small planes, or jets on standby near their primary locations in case you know what begins hitting the fan. Some people have even opted to take flying lessons so they can fly even if a pilot isn't available. To get to the airport, many wealthy preppers keep SWAT-style SUVs or motorcycles. Of course, the vehicles are well maintained and the gas tanks are filled. Basically, at a moment's notice, they can leave and outrun, run down, or slip through the great unwashed citizenry to make it to the airport to catch their ride to a fancy secure dig. Many of us have a go.
Hey man, when those sirens go off and you get that public service announcement, you have 30 minutes, okay? These elites are going to do exactly what this video is saying. Going to hop in their vehicles, you know, hop in those airplanes to try and get to those bunkers. Why? Because they're going to be preserved for slavery, man, okay?
Emergency bag filled with a change of clothing, basic medical supplies, some snacks, a little cash, and maybe some important documents and beloved pictures on a storage drive. What do wealth preppers keep in their go bags? Beyond the usual, they keep stacks of cash, flashbangs, guns, knives, and bars of gold. The thought being that they'll be able to fight or bribe their way out of any situation, and maybe even convince people to help them get to their regional travel point. So if the world undergoes a cataclysmic event, you can expect the very wealthy to survive, but you probably can't count on them to pitch in and lend a helping hand in fighting off the zombie horde. Maybe more likely they're chilling in a luxury bunker somewhere, maybe with a supply of antibiotics and other goods that they can barter or sell at exorbitant prices once the initial event has died down and people decide to venture outside. There are even a few billionaires who are pursuing space technology with an eye toward building communities on Mars for when Earth becomes unsustainable for humanity. Though some claim they have altruistic motives, it remains to be seen if our ventures to another planet will end up being an escapist destination for the rich.
And guess what? That's in the scriptures, all right? You know, they're going to try and dig down in the hell, and they're going to try and, matter of fact, let's let the video finish out. Then we'll get the scriptures.
Can afford it, or a mass migration opportunity to sustain humans from all walks of life. We want to give a huge thank you to today's sponsor.
All right, let's get into these scriptures. Now, they ain't going to no damn Mars, man. All right, they can't get past, I think it's the Van Allen belt. Okay, let's go to the book of Amos. Chapter 9. In verse 2. Though they dig into hell, thence shall my hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. You see that? So yeah, they digging down into hell, the ground, okay? And they trying to go up into the heavens to escape what is being prophesied. Because these elites know, okay, that their time is running short. That's why they're trying to amplify this corona COVID-19 thing, okay? To bring on the what? Trying to establish the new world order. But Yahweh Shah says this. Though they dig into hell, thence shall my hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. Okay? And some of them have deep underwater bases also. And though they hide themselves in the top of Carmel, I will search and take them out thence. And though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, yeah, Leviathan may end up getting them too, right? Thence will I command, see that? Command the serpent, and he shall bite them. That's it, man. Okay? And guess what? They're going to be preserved, all right, to be the what? First fruits of slavery. Let's go to the book of Isaiah. Okay? Isaiah chapter 2. Let's go to verse 19. It reads, and they shall go into the holes of the rocks and into the caves of the earth for the fear of the Lord Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua, and for the glory of his majesty when he ariseth to shake terribly the earth. That's right. When Yahushua come back, it says what? The earth was going to reel to and fro like a drunkard. Okay? Verse 20. In that day a man shall cast his idols of silver and his idols of gold, which he made each one for himself to worship, to the moles and to the bats. Yeah, they're going to get rid of that stuff, man. Why? Because it ain't going to profit them in that day. Okay? To go into the cliffs of the rocks and to the tops of the jagged rocks for the fear of the Lord and for the glory of his majesty when he ariseth to shake the earth terribly. That's right, man. You know, it says they're going to ask for the rocks to fall on them. Matter of fact, let's go get that. Let's go to Revelation. Chapter 6. Okay. And let's start at verse 12. And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake. Yeah, those thermonuclear missiles hit, right? And the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood, and the stars fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs, when she is shaken of a mighty wind. And the heaven departed as a scroll. What's that? Those thermonuclear missiles hitting, right? When it is rolled together, and every mountain and every island were moved out of their places. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. You see that? And said to the mountains and the rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth upon the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come. Who shall be able to stand? Yeah, nobody's going to be able to stand, man. Okay, the elect is going to be scarcely saved. Okay, as those bombs are coming down, the elect is going to be going up in those so-called UFOs, which are the chariots of Yahweh Bashar. All right, these elites are going to be preserved to go into captivity. Matter of fact, let's go to Jeremiah. All right, Jeremiah chapter 16 and verse 16. Behold, I will send for many fishers. Yeah, Yahweh Shai has sent for many fishers right now. Okay, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them, and after I will send for many hunters. Yeah, those angels, man, which are gonna hunt them. Okay, and Lord willing, we'll be able to get a piece of that. All right, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill, and out of the holes of the rocks. You see that? For my eyes are upon all their ways. They are not hid from my face, neither is their iniquity hid from mine eyes. You see that? So Yahweh Shai knows exactly where to send those angels, man. Okay? Let's go to James. And certain men are going to be endowed with spiritual power, and they're going to be hunters too. Okay? James chapter 5 and verse 1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your misery that shall come upon you. That's right. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and your silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. That's right. They've heaped treasures for the last days, but it's not going to profit them. Okay? Why? Because they're going into slavery. All right? Let's go to Revelation chapter 13 and start at verse 9. It says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Okay, when we led into captivity, all right, these so-called Amalekites, these 1948ers, then they have those ships funded. Okay, guess what? Their time is coming. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and faith of the saints. Yeah, man. We're patiently and faithfully waiting on this thing to come to pass, because everything Yahweh Shah said is going to come to pass has been coming to pass, man. All right? We went into slavery on those cargo slave ships. We fell away from our heritage, okay? And then he gave us back those elect, those hopeful elect, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to come back to him, all right, to serve him in all truth and sincerity, okay? And guess what? He said that the nations that devour us, right, are going to be devoured. Matter of fact, as I said it, let's go get it. Jeremiah chapter 30. And verse 16. Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity. See that? And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. Okay? It's plain. All right? These nations, all right, starting with the top elite, you're going into slavery, man. All right? Thus saith the Lord. Thus saith the Holy Bible. Let's go to Exodus chapter 21 and verse 10. Okay? And it reads, or Salakia. Is that what I want? That's not what I want. Verse 16, Salakia. It reads, and he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. That's right, man. And we found in the hands of our enemies. Okay? Yahweh Shah said he's going to come back and judge in righteousness. That's by the law, man. Okay? And the only ones who want to escape are the elect of Israel who had their sins wiped away. Okay? Who received that pardon, as it were. And the elite of these other nations, mainly of the house of Esau, that's going to go into captivity. All right? And guess what? This is a righteous thing. Okay? Let's go to 1 Thessalonians. Chapter 1. And Salakia. 2 Thessalonians 1 and verse 6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. You see that? Though it's a righteous thing with the Most High. Okay? And that's the time we're coming in. All right? When this hyperinflation pop off. Okay? You're going to cause this dollar to crash. It's going to bring on a new digital currency. which is going to be what? Influenced and made known and made manifest by the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. Okay? But once all that is complete, these prophecies come to pass, the elite are going to be preserved for what? Captivity and slavery. Okay? That's going to be it for the lesson. Lord willing, it's been edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well. Much respect to the brothers laboring worldwide in truth and sincerity, and a hearty shalom to the believers out there who's believing on the words of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, coming next you with another lesson. Till the next time I say, shalom.